Yo, and we are back for another episode of the FairWeather Fan Podcast. I'm your boy EC22. Welcome back, J-Dub in the house. D-Way, what's going on, fellas?
Hey. What's up, J-Dub?
Bro, it's a rare occurrence nowadays. It's so
Man,
busy.
we're
I'm
excited.
glad y'all forget that I'm an hour behind y'all. So it's the 5 o'clock dinner pickup, sports drop off, training rush. I'm just glad to be able to sit down right now.
Man, got the Three Stooges back in the house, so it's all good.
It's all good. Hey, y'all, this is the FairWeather Fan channel, man. Please, before we go any further, I need you to do a couple things. I need you to like. I need you to subscribe to the channel, and I need you to share this content. But most of all, I need you to leave comments so you can do what? Join this conversation, and we about to have some conversation today. This is going to be a high-paced episode because we got a lot to cover, but we just going to go ahead and do what we do. Y'all know how we get it down. Starting out with MLB. Whoa, that guy. D-Way, Joe, Adele, what's going on with this cat? This cat is on something else, man. What's going on?
I don't even know where to start, man. I'll give that. I'll give it to somebody else. I don't even know what to do with it.
brother, that ain't the cat who stole 3 home runs last night on that board, is it?
Who we talking about? Yeah.
Okay, yeah. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. So obviously it has to come to him in that situation, but to pull that play off 3 times in the same game, that was pretty impressive.
And the last one, the last one was like he had some kind of superpower. It was crazy.
Didn't he hit a home run or something too?
I'm starting to wonder. I used to watch that movie back in the day, Angels in the Outfield. Where they had some superpowers. I mean, I don't know. Joe May had a little something with him last night, man. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that cat right there. I mean, they said this haven't been done in a while. They was talking. I heard the guy. They was talking about the numbers. They were talking about usually when it come down to home run saves, typically it's about like maybe in 162 games you may get anywhere between 4 to 8. You know what I'm saying? And this guy got 3 in 1 day, so that is crazy.
I feel like Mike Trout did it 2 times in a game, a couple times a few years ago. Which another Angel? Maybe there really is angels in the outfield out there.
Exactly.
All right, man. Let's go on to some not WNBA. I'm so sorry, y'all. Some Final Four action, man. Listen, the women's Final Four is there. You know, we seen it. We all seen it, whether we like it or not. We seen what we seen. So, man, Geno, let's go ahead and get him out the way because we need to go ahead and get him out the way because I ain't happy with him right now. You know what I'm saying? With what he did. Who wants to go first and give him the love and attention he deserves?
I'll go first. I ain't giving him no love and attention, but I'm not going to give him any hate either. I don't know everything that transpired. I know what they told us. I know that's 2 highly competitive coaches at the top of the game. Something was said. Somebody's feelings got hurt, so Dawn said earlier today, though, that they've talked and she wants to turn a page and she wants everybody to stop talking about it. I'm like, you know what? Let's keep moving.
The continued class and character and professionalism of the great Don Staley continues.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Ooze out of the bottle. So my understanding, he said, you can correct me, was that Geno was a little bit up in his feelings after the game because. First of all, because he got his butt whipped, but because he felt like that Don disrespected him before the game and didn't go out there and meet him out for the traditional head coach's handshake before the game and pregame. Okay. Now, having said that, then I want to hear your take on it. Like I told J-Dub, if Connecticut would have beat South Carolina as bad as South Carolina beat Connecticut, that would have never even been brought up. That would never have been talked about. Okay. So Geno's just kind of up in his feelings for a minute. But man, before you talk, you see, kudos to Geno for sending an apology out to the entire South Carolina team and staff and everybody. And he came back and did the right thing. So that's my take on it. You?
Lots of things happen in the heat of the moment. Lots of things happen in the heat of the moment.
Yes, sir.
And okay, well, I'm going. Well, since I'm going to put some stank on it, then I'm going to go ahead and give him some high level interview. Yes, we always say it on this show, and I say it frequently that competition breeds aggression. We understand that for him to be unhinged, to him to be upset, just with everything that's going on, the way his team played, the way he felt the officiating was going, because he talked about the hard fouls not being called, calls not going his way, all this other stuff. And I get all that. That's part of the game. But he ain't no 5-year coach.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't no rookie. What we saw was him being in a situation that he don't find himself in all too often.
Mm-hmm.
He's not new to losing games. He's new to getting his tail whooped.
And losing his number one spot, because Don Staley's knocking on the door, or it maybe already is, the best women's basketball coach right now.
Right. He still holds the record of many championships. I think he got 16.
Yeah, but right now.
But in this era, right?
Don is either that or she's about to be that.
Yeah. I think Pat Summitt got 8, and he got 3, and she got 3. A couple other coaches got 3 of them going down there. But I mean, this is Geno. You had a lot of time on that sideline to figure out how the thing gonna go. Mm-hmm. He know that the moment this thing is over with, no matter how he respond and the way he was gonna respond, he knew that was gonna go viral. This wasn't like just an accident, right?
Right.
He felt, and I'm just my opinion. He felt that he was right at that moment. He felt he was justified, and he meant and intentionally did exactly what he did because he knew those cameras on him. He talked about it during the game to do the Holly roll about how things wasn't going, and he couldn't wait. You know what I'm saying? When you're losing like that, everything is magnified. You start looking for reasons to blame. I didn't get a handshake. She shook his hand pregame, you know what I'm saying, when they first got into the arena. But it is customary that as they call the players out first, they do their starting 5, and then at the end of those, each team gets starting 5, they'll announce the coaches. And at that point, that's when the coaches are at the scorer's table, mid-court, and they shake hands. Well, he said he was waiting on Don didn't come out, water on the bridge, charged her head and not her heart, because you should know better who she is, right? But that became, let's say, probably around about the 10-minute mark probably about the 5-minute mark in the fourth quarter. Mm-hmm. All of a sudden, that became an issue. Mm-hmm. It wasn't an issue, no part of the game. All of a sudden, the game coming online, we getting out. That became an issue, and you got to go past ways and shake hands with somebody who just beat you down and you felt like it wasn't a fair game. Geno was just wrong. And then when he issued his apology, once again, after the game, he said what he said. So you're talking about having enough time to calm down in the locker room, and then this press conference coming up. You already know it's going viral because you got everybody calling you, text you, hey, man, this thing went viral. You already know. I know it's minutes after the game, but you already know. And you still got up there and said, I said what I said. Mm-hmm. The only reason why he came out and gave an apology, y'all, is because somebody in his PR team told him he needed to. Yeah. And when he finally gave an apology, it was more so like, hey, I apologize to the staff of South Carolina and their players. That didn't happen to the staff of Carolina and their players. It happened to Don.
Agree.
So even then he was trying to walk back, right? And then finally, after the media took off, then he finally did the right thing and called Don or whatever and said, hey, let's squash the beef. Don wasn't going to make a big issue out of it regardless. That just wasn't who she was. She said what she said. She said, if I did something wrong, let me know. I didn't know I did anything wrong. She didn't want to take the attention off the women, and not just South Carolina, but even the UConn girls, you know what I'm saying? The ones who were going out. Like, he stole that moment from everybody, not just South Carolina, but from everybody, right? And she didn't want that to be a thing. That just class done, right? But Geno, I'm going to get to a point later on when we talk about Cori Close, when we get to Cori Close and why this was instrumental. But moving on from that, man, let's go to Texas, Maddison Booker. My Lord.
Why does that keep?
My emotions are hurt right now for Maddison Booker. She loses her point guard for next year. Rory Harmon is going to the league, and Maddison Booker is going to be there by herself. Hopefully, they can get some of the Jordan Lees, whatever, to step up and take the point guard. But man,
she's got 3 of the top 10 high school recruits verbally committed to Texas next year.
Okay, cool. Because she was this has nothing to do. Well, y'all heard me out. D-Way, what you think about Maddison Booker?
Is she who we thought she was? As Z-Man always says. your best players are supposed to play their best game in the biggest games.
Yep.
That's what you expect. That's what the fans expect. That's what the coaching, that's what the university expected. Maddison Booker got some explaining and some apologizing due to Longhorn Nation women's basketball. So,
a young lady fails one time in the spotlight, and we're gonna sit here and write her off. We're gonna forget about her 40-piece 2 rounds earlier. We're gonna forget about the other big games. I mean, I'm not trying to make excuses for her. It was a bad game. The spotlight was too bright for her Saturday night.
Yeah,
but I mean, she's next year she's still gonna be good. I think she's gonna be good on a professional level. It was a horrible game, but I don't think that's who she is. When you say that's who we thought they were, or whatever it is, I don't think that's who she is.
No, my question
I think that's a horrible game at a bad moment.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough. Then, good. Jonathan G. Not debating if he was wrong or not. My question is, why is it a need to apologize for not liking someone? I don't know.
For the same reason it was okay for Isaiah to walk off the court when he did it, but now it would be frowned upon. Right? That's that same thing. You can't hate each other. You can't have disdain for anybody openly anymore, because it could be misconstrued as something else.
Yeah.
So let's have our PR team issue an apology. Anyway, so I think Maddison's going to have a phenomenal year next year. She's got some recruits coming in. She ain't gonna have to deal with Lauren's 6'7" frame when she gets there next year. So
Facts.
I think she's gonna be okay.
Well, and I agree. We don't have time to discuss it tonight, but I'd be curious as to where the experts, and I'm certainly not in that category, rank her this year, where they put her, as
Is she a top 10 player?
Is she? I think she's a top 10.
I would think so too.
In my humble opinion, I think she's a top 10 player.
And she's still a top 10 player right now, even after a bad game.
Yeah.
She's top 5 in my opinion.
Okay.
That's more nitpicky. The top 10's easy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That was going to be an EC beat me to it. My question is she a top 5 player? My answer is, I think so.
Yeah. So my whole thoughts on Maddison Booker is simple. That what we saw was had nothing to do with having a bad game. It had everything to do with not being prepared and fear.
Mm-hmm.
When I look in J-Dub, we ball players, D-Way, we ball players, we know when I'm looking in her eyes, she was taking shots that she normally don't, even with her fade, because she's the mid-range queen and stuff like that. Even when she was taking shots, she was off balance, trying to get the shot up quick enough because she feared Lauren Beth's length. Even when Lauren Beth was almost 6-7 feet away, she still rushed shots. She missed layups, you know what I'm saying? Thing that she would normally do, because the issue was trying to score, you know what I'm saying, without, she just feared Lauren Betts, and then at that point, now you're getting behind. It's hard to dig yourself out of the hole when you know your heart is beating fast, when you realize that every time I touch the ball, I got to make something happen. And then it got to the point from the coach's perspective, the ball didn't move. Rory Harmon held the ball. They were trying to figure out something. And it's the same thing what happened with Don Staley. And she said it on her team. You have people who take shots that normally don't take shots. And that was what happened with Texas, when they finally put Maddison Booker on the bench. Now everybody just jacking up shots, right? I didn't agree with them benching Jordan Lee. I didn't understand what that was about. That one kind of confused me, because you take your nucleus away, especially when Maddison Booker is struggling. But this is one game. The one good thing about this, man, I bet she can't wait till she gets the W. I bet she gonna have. I can't wait to go get Lauren Betts. But no, Maddison Booker is a superstar already in the making. So this is just that one game. It's kind of much like Cooper Flagg when we watched him, the way he exited the tourney last year. And then we said around this show. I said on this show, I don't know if the kid gonna survive the NBA with that type. Getting kind of, but he showed us all different. So,
but we can put it in perspective. If Maddison, if she just has her average numbers, they still get beat. So really, at the end of the day, having a bad game versus having just her normal game, they still lose. So.
Well, when your lead dog is a 50% field goal shooter and she shoots 13% in this game, right? The gravity she pulls from other girls and other girls being able to feed off of her, that wasn't there. So, I mean, I think it'd have been closer. I think UCLA would have still won the game, but I think it would have been a dogfight to the end if she would have been able to be her normal self.
Yeah. Okay. I agree.
13 for 23 is what she went. If she would have scored at least 10 for 23, Texas lose that game. Texas win that game. Because once you get your star player going, remember everybody else clicks. When your star player is off, everybody is trying to supplement scoring, right?
That's what J-Dub's saying. So but you can believe that narrative if you want to. You see that they win.
I mean,
it doesn't matter if you believe it or not. It didn't happen.
I know it didn't happen, but I mean, because you got to think about the defense was solid.
Right.
The defense was solid. And you're talking about it wasn't like they beat them by 20, right?
Right.
The game stayed relatively close, right? Towards the end, right? And it's at the point to where now it's all about possession. Those few little points and fouling at the end of the game is not the totality of the game, right? When they started fouling and getting those extra buckets and stuff like that, the game was still relatively close, to between 9 and 11 points, right? And so if you talking about if Maddison Booker get 7 more shots, that's 14 points. That's the game. Right, because the defense was solid, and then you start getting other players involved. You start getting Jordan Lee involved. Roy Harmon is getting left wide open because they got a double team on a Maddison Booker. It's a different game. They just never got into it, and that was the issue with that whole thing.
Well, if I'd have made that double play in the 4th grade, we probably wouldn't be having this conversation. Listen, let's not play that game. Let's not play that game. Things change every possession.
South Carolina, Big 5. Joyce Edwards, Tania Lotson, Avery Johnson, Tessa Johnson, and Medina Gott. What happened? This is their starting 5.
How many of the starting 5 of these girls listed were transfers? Was 4 of them? 3 of them?
I know Joyce has been there. I think Avery's. I don't know. Don't give me a line.
I lose track of all
I know
that.
Tessa, and I know Tessa for sure, and Joyce has been there. Now the other ones I don't know.
Man, Tessa can ball. She can ball, man. I love her game. Unfortunately, Z-Man. I think Maddison will be fine. Texas just met a great team with size, great shooters. Indeed, sir. Indeed, sir.
The way the game went down.
Yeah,
just the way the game down. And we see good teams get beat by teams they shouldn't lose to, and that's just kind of what happened. I don't think that UCLA is the better team, but I don't think they're the better team on paper. But they was a better team in this tournament, straight up.
But can we say they were an evenly matched team, 2 teams worthy of playing each other? I think that's all we really are looking for by the time we get down to the Final Four. We want it to be where all 4 of them have a chance, huh?
Evenly matched, Lauren Best would say something different. Evenly matched. Ain't nobody else thought they're 6'7".
That's a whole. No, of
the South Carolina Big 5. What classification are they? Juniors, seniors? What are they?
So Tania Lawson and Avery Johnson and Avery, they're coming out. Joyce Edwards is a sophomore, and I think Tessa is a junior or something.
I think Tessa's a junior.
Yeah, so those only 2 coming out. Projected to go first round. That's ironically both of them, Tania Lawson and Avery. So that it is what it is, right? But this one right here, it troubled me when I'm looking at their starting 5 because they had no chemistry. They didn't know what to do. They're standing around watching each other. It was almost like they was expecting, like Joyce is expecting Avery to score, Avery expecting Tania to score, Tania expecting Tessa to score. They throw the ball in the paint to Medina. She got a few little early buckets, but then it all just went away. Then her defense got suspect. I mean, there's only so much you can do with Joyce Edwards because she kept getting out of place in the whole game. And then when they went to their bench, it just all went to crap after that.
Yeah,
but these are the women that has been the talk of the whole tourney, especially in their UConn game. And all of a sudden they come in this big game. Because whether you lose to UCLA is one thing, but the way you lose, that right there, that was kind of frustrating. They didn't come to play. They did not come to play. Yeah, but Don said it. Don just like, hey, these things happen. Big moments happen.
And
That's a tough team.
And you got to understand, not only is UCLA really good, but they were great that night. Okay, they were out of their mind. Everything was clicking, and so you take a South Carolina team that comes in a little overconfident and not locked in and not focused, and then you couple that with a UCLA team that's playing out of their freaking mind, and we saw the outcome, gentlemen.
Yeah.
So,
J-Dub, we've been talking about Lauren Betts for a long time. Yo, go back.
I hear you. And I was just going to say it again. And I was just trying to check. I don't think South Carolina has had to play Lauren Betts. I know they didn't play last year in the tournament. I didn't know if they played last year any other time. So, brother, listen, I preach size, especially for a league where its average height is, like 5'9", and she knows how to use her body. She knows how to get positioned. She knows how to catch the ball and turn and find her teammates. So I'm a huge Lauren Betts fan, and I think I know it. And I didn't get to sit down and watch the entirety of the game. I had other things going on, but I know that she didn't get as many shots as I thought she would get in that type of game, but her gravity, just like I said with the other people, was Maddison's. When you have to plan for a 6'7" player who can play, not just a big body, but somebody who can play the game and run the court, then that's taking attention away from other things. And I think maybe South Carolina overplanned, or maybe they underplanned for how to deal with that. And obviously you have to have a supporting cast to, after you've done the right thing, they have to be able to knock down a shot and things like that. So I think, hands down, if I'm the GM of any WNBA team and I have the first pick, Lauren Betts is my selection. I don't care who else is there. I don't even want to talk about any of their names, because just like I told Coach the other day, if Lauren Betts is a bust as a draft pick and she doesn't become an MVP or even an all-star, I guarantee you she's still a 10-year starter. She still starts for a team for the next decade. So I'm a huge fan. I think she had a good game. I'm glad she was outstanding player of the tournament. So we'll see what's next.
EC, Lauren Betts is the best women's collegiate basketball player in the world
this year, right now. This
year, right now.
I agree.
Okay.
And even before EC responds, a young lady like Joyce Edwards or Juju Watkins, if she's here, may have more skill, may have more talent, but what Lauren can do for your team and her ability to be used in different situations, I think, is certainly the most potential of any young lady in college.
And there's no substitute for height, especially if
not.
you know how to play. So I'm gonna echo what Jay said. Then I want to hear EC talk. If Lauren Betts is not the first player picked in the draft, then somebody got their head straight up their bootay. So what's your take on that, EC?
I mean, right now the mock draft is suggesting that she's not the first player to take.
She's the fourth. Is she the fourth?
Well, she in the mock draft she moved up to number 2. She was the fourth.
Oh, okay, yeah, I knew she was 4 for a long time.
Right, and then she moved up to number 2. With Minnesota thinking about grabbing her. Right. So right now the world is her oyster. Right now, she's talked about, and she is a phenomenal basketball player. When we start talking about the best in women's basketball. And you guys said it depends on which angle you're coming from, right? When you're looking at just her size alone, right? We haven't seen anybody like this size until we saw Brittany Griner coming out of Baylor at 6'8", and she's 6'7", but she ain't got him nowhere near close to skills that Brittany Griner had, you know what I'm saying, and athleticism that Brittany Griner had is 6'8". But her superpower is that the fact that she don't have to be a volume scorer. Because the things and intangibles that she does, she's a disruptor. You're not going to go one-on-one with her, right? But if you do collapse, she's a great pass out of the paint. She got great court vision. She got great IQ. And her screen game is phenomenal. Her mid-range is phenomenal. Brittany didn't have a mid-range game until later down in the WNBA. And even that was kind of suspect, right? Brittany would just Shaq, a female Shaq version, just killing girls down there, right? The one thing she can get better with, and this is crazy to say, at being at 6'7", is rebounding. Her rebounding,
aggression.
She got to get a little more aggression on the rebound. Yeah. Because the reason why I say, because we go back to 2 years ago, I'll watch Angel Reese destroy her in rebounding and destroy her in the paint. Angel Reese said number was 6'3". And so now you finna go and get some of these 6'3", 6'4" forwards out there that's going that have that aggression. So if once she learned that aggression and be that dog and not, she's not timid. She's just not aggressive enough, right? But she's a very skilled player.
That's also an angry 22-year-old Angel Reese against a 19-year-old Lauren Betts. That's a big 3 years of mental evolution, right? I mean, I'm not I think but anyway, I thought she did awesome.
She did awesome, man. She deserved every accolade. And I owe her an apology. I really owe her an apology because I was drinking a Kool-Aid last year. This year, UCLA kind of fell under the radar. I started drinking the Maddison Booker Kool-Aid, the Azzy Fudd Kool-Aid. Then Sarah Strong is still doing her thing over there in UConn, right? Then some other women was really, really getting my attention. And I was just like, Lauren Betts, she good, but and then you start looking at the mock draft. You start looking at that girl from Spain, Our Fun, that's projected to be just the coldest of the cold, right? I'm looking at Lauren Betts. I don't know, but man, Lauren Betts made a bid for herself in this tournament. And so, and listen, even everything I said about the things she can get better in, she's going to be successful right away. Right away. Because all she needs is a good guard. And you talking about if Minnesota get her, they're bringing
her and Nafisa. Oh, Lord. And Courtney out there going crazy. She just got to be the big one inside. That's what I'm saying. She has instant success.
Give them the chip right now. You might as well don't even have a speech. Just give them the chip right now.
You said something that nobody caught, and I don't want to get off on it, but I just want to tell you that, man, you knocked it out of the park. Her IQ is off the chart, man. Yeah. Okay, and so that alone can make up for so much of the other things that she may or may not do well. And we know she's going to have good work ethic, and she's just only going to get better. So I'm a fan, bro. Yeah. So go ahead.
The biggest thing coming out of this UCLA championship, obviously a lot of us was rooting for Don to get off fourth and stuff like that. But when you look at Cori Close,
15 years.
And just what she have meant to women's basketball. And Don Staley said it, and she took the words out of my mouth. They'll just following Cori Close career. If you watch Cori Close, there's something familiar about the way she coaches. Even if you didn't know who she was, didn't know her name, if you just saw this little lady on the sideline and watching the way she interact with her players, her play calling, the way she approached the game, there's something so familiar. And the one thing I love about Cori Close, she is a student of the game. She has taken so many notes from the Van Deers, and she even said it with Don Staley, Geno Auriemma, even when Pat Summer was live, she was a student, you know what I'm saying? But all of this was indirectly, and she brings all that to her game, right? Her what she means to women basketball, this couldn't have happened to a better woman. We love Lauren Betts and we love the UCLA staff, but Coach Cori Close, man, I'm so excited for her. And Dunn made this comment, and I more than agree with it. She talked about the ideal of UCLA winning their first national championship, right? This is what people need to see, right? There's better teams out there other than UConn. And there's better teams out there other than South Carolina. There's better teams out there other than a Juju Watson-led USC. Right? They need to see these women are playing some good ball. Because once people realize it, right, that the talent is spread around. Because I talk to a lot of people. A lot of people tell me, oh, well, other than Maddison and Azzy Fudd and Lauren, who else is in the NCAA tournament? I'm like, you ain't watching. You're not watching. You know what I'm saying? But that comes with that. But now that UCLA have won, right? People are going to be watching. Now that we saw, saying how far, that we know that UConn can be beat. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Texas is coming up. You know what I'm saying? You're looking at Oklahoma and what they're doing. Just all them teams in the USC, right, are really, really doing their things, right? It's going to be fun to watch next year and see how the transfer portal is going to affect some of these teams like that and how they're going to make these women better. But it's all about the bottom line, right? Bringing revenue to women's college basketball, right? Bringing the revenue up. And that's what Don Staley said. He said, this is what she meant. Because when you look at Pat Summitt, her words, my words, not hers, her and Geno didn't have the greatest relationship because she felt like this is a man succeeding in a woman's sport.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And when people look at women's basketball and they see UConn winning all this time, people just, they're only successful because it has to be a man-driven coach. And you overlook all the women coaches out there, right? And that's not a knock to Geno because he didn't ask for it, right? But at the end of the day, man, I love what they're doing. I love what Cori Close is doing. She's going to be on top for a while, man. She's going to be an all-star. She's going to be, if she keep the race she's going, she can be a Hall of Famer. You know what I'm saying? Coaching.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and we didn't even mention Coach Kim Mulkey at LSU. She's going to get that bunch going again, too. You know she is, so.
Kim Mulkey, and see, that's another one. Kim Mulkey had her days.
Yeah.
It's time for the other coaches to come up. But no, even Kim Mulkey talked about it. She said with Cori Close, it takes time. He said, and that's the good. With Don Staley, it takes time. Like she spoke up for all these women back when they were, getting into the league. Said it takes time. So I won all these games in Baylor, and I came over to LSU and won one. It's like it took me time. So and that's what it's going to take. All these other young coaches out there, the Carol Lawsons of the world, man, I can't wait to see her get that Duke team to a Final Four and win one. That's going to be very, very cold. The men's Final Four. Simple. One question that I have right now is what happened to Arizona? J-Dub.
Oh, man. Brother, they again. some people go to the light and some people stay in the shadows.
Give it to me easy because that's my Big 12 team. Give it to me easy, J-Dub.
Yeah. I'm giving it to you easy because I'm not against Arizona, but I mean they it wasn't their day, it wasn't their year. They came up against a bunch of dogs that they weren't ready to fight in the backyard with, if that's a good analogy to say it with, right? That was this Michigan team was mean, and not in a bad way. They were aggressive. They played defense aggressive. Y'all remember how you'd be in the middle of the third quarter of a game at whatever level everybody played, and you're like, man, I just wish he would give me a break for one play.
Right.
Break to anybody the whole tournament, and that's why they get to hang the banner. And I think Arizona just ran into some boys who wanted it more than they did.
Yeah,
it's all about who gets hot at the right time,
and who gets hungry at the right time.
Who gets hungry and who gets clicking at the right time.
That's right.
And that's what happened. That's what we saw with Michigan. They got better every game. They got more physical every game. They got nastier every game. They got more dog and fight in them every game. And Arizona ran up against ran into a buzzsaw. That's all I can say. EC.
And let's keep it a buck real quick too, right? Arizona still scored 73 points. They still came out and had a decent game. But sometimes a decent game doesn't get you to the next round. You know what I mean?
Well,
man, this was heartening because, Big 12, they let me down with Kansas. They let me down with Houston. And I got to sit here and watch Arizona. It's like, man, this is bad.
If I knew it was coming, I just didn't know when it was coming.
Too.
But it's here. It arrived.
It's like they embarrassed me, man. Once Duke lost, Arizona went straight up to number one, the overall favorite.
Bro, they made the Final Four. You had a Big 12 representative in the final tournament of the game or of the season.
Good enough.
I hear you.
You know what he told me? I texted back and forth, and I said, man, what's up? What's up with Arizona? He goes, everybody knows it's a conspiracy.
Exactly.
Everybody knows it's a conspiracy.
So we already talked about the way Michigan ran through it, and it's no surprise that I mean, when I went back and looked at the numbers, man, I mean, I don't know how they fell under my radar. Obviously, the Michigan fans knew it. They knew what I didn't know. They knew what I didn't know. But, man, that team ran through this tournament in popular fashion. I mean, they destroyed everybody.
They destroyed everybody.
They won every game by 20 points. They won the Elite 8 game by 32. I mean, that is ridiculous.
Now, with that being said, Dusty May was on First Take today, and he was talking about how when building this roster, because the question was asked, like, there's a different guy that step up every night. And he asked him, and Stephen A. asked him, he said, hey, man, was this intentional when building this roster? And he said, absolutely. He said, we built the team to where we can rely on a different guy. He wanted to show a different look every single night. He said we turned away some players because they wanted to be more about them. They wanted to get into their stats and stuff like that. And he said we have to tell the players, no, it's not a good fit for you. He said he strategically planned at the beginning of this year that this is how he was going to construct his team. Is that a continuous winning formula, J-Dub?
I believe it is. If he can continue to get those same type of players when he loses the other type of players. And I was just sitting here thinking about that because I don't ever know what to think about when people start doing mock drafts, who's going to declare and who's going to not. Because I know I talked about this with Darius Acuff back in the season earlier, but the amount of money these young men can make is more than what they would make in a G League contract. And is anybody sitting here trying to tell me that all 32 first-round picks are going to be on an NBA roster when the season starts? I'm not going to believe them if they try to tell me yes, I can promise you. So who's leaving, who's staying, who's going? I mean, it's anybody's guess nowadays for sure. So as long as Dusty May can continue to get transfers and freshmen and the right guys from the right places that have that same attitude, I think you have to build a culture to have multiple years of success.
I like it. What about you, D-Way?
So piggyback on what J-Dub's saying, if I'm looking at transferring, if I'm looking at going into the portal, and I'm looking at where do I want to go, where do I think I might have a chance to play for a national championship, and I've seen what what has developed with Michigan and the success they had with getting the right transfer guys in there. Hey, I'm going to look at Michigan. They're going to be on. They're all of a sudden they're going to be on my radar if they weren't before, because I saw how it worked and I saw the success they had. And I'm a 19 or 20-year-old sophomore, junior, and I got some game. Then
national TV coverage in March. You know what I mean?
So all of a sudden now Michigan is on my radar when they weren't before. But the cool thing about basketball is that we all know, because we're all basketball guys, is this. All you got to have is about 3 really good guys to transfer in, and you're playing for a national championship. Thanks. You don't have to have 10 or 15. You get 3 good ones, and you have a decent supporting cast. All of a sudden, you got real good. J-W, you hear me?
Yeah.
Y'all want to know what's fair? What's unfair?
What? There's a lot unfair about all that.
This is unfair.
That is unfair.
This is unfair. I couldn't been. I mean, you talking about super happy for Mike Malone. The way he got treated over there in Denver was so unfair. The way they let him go, and now he's about to go to college, man. He's about to live out his dream, man. And what better school to go to than the University of North Carolina, man?
That's right, baby.
This is about to be some spectacular happening in college basketball, because Mike Malone is one hell of a coach. Love it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
As we say, though, can he recruit? Can he recruit? And that's a different skill. He's a hell of a coach. We can be the best coach in the world with some 4th graders trying to play against a high school. I mean, so can he recruit? Can he convince 18-year-old men and now transfer portal men to come play for him?
When you look at his resume and you walk through, call somebody on the phone or knock on somebody's door, and you sitting there shining your NBA championship ring,
right?
Look. How many that's in coaching in college that got one of these? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And look at my resume. Look at my win versus loss stats. Like, look, you want to be here, and you don't have all the issues of the NBA, the million. And now you and the fact that because you're talking about recruiting, right? The biggest issue is recruiting, but it's also like managing the money, managing like these kids are now need agents and stuff like that. He's done that. You know what I'm saying? He negotiated contracts. He's been in those rooms, right? So he know. I mean, he got the one of the best players in the NBA on this squad. You know what I'm saying? When Nikola Jokic, right? So he can really, on top of coaching, he's seen it all. They're gonna be coming to him like, hey man, how we get this guy? Hey, he's gonna be that guy. So and just the fact that he get another chance at coaching at this level, right?
And obviously, I'm rooting for his recruiting skills. I want UNC to win the next 10 championships, but
the next 10,
come on, all of them. If I never have to take off baby blue, I'm happy.
J-Dub bleeds baby blue, man.
Oh, man, that all comes out, man. It all comes out. Hey, in the NBA, go ahead. In the NBA, man, listen, Luka Doncic Austin Reeves are gone. Out for a while. Can the Lakers get past the first round without their presence? At least one or both of them.
No.
Against Houston? You don't think they have enough to get LeBron can't beat Houston by himself?
No.
This couldn't come at a worse time. I'm gonna say this, y'all, and I don't want all of the LeBron James haters to get on me. I love the fact that Luka had an awesome year. I love the fact that Austin Reeves had an awesome year. But LeBron James, this is why you don't sit back and let those young men run the game. You don't let them run, just take over. You got to get yourself involved. Now, he's got himself involved in some plays and stuff like that, but this still is your team, right?
No.
You know what I'm saying? And well, it should be. It should
be.
I know he's old.
Based on the payment scale. No, yeah.
Exactly.
You're not going to ask him to do what you're going to ask the other guys to do because he's going to be worn out. And I mean,
quit.
Yeah.
You quit.
He is the best 40-year-old who has ever played a game. We ain't gonna even go down his career. He's the best 40-year-old who's ever played, but he is a third option or a second. He's a second option.
Yeah,
that he can push the other guy up or he is not a first option that can get you through the rest of the. I don't even know he can get you through the rest of the season. I'll be honest with you. Don't be surprised if they miss the playoffs.
Yeah, they ain't gonna miss play. They already sealed their spot. They may drop them. They may drop down to 5.
Oh my God.
But yeah, honestly, I don't think Houston. Well, it's gonna come down to where LeBron James has his superpowers that he's experienced in his age, and he's been there before, right? Those young guys in Houston can't fold. So
now, so all that hate I just spewed. So let me spew a little love. Love. Nothing would make me happier than to see him make one more run that we have never imagined.
Yeah.
What if he averages 35 points through the months of May?
Right.
But we can hope in one hand and in the other. And it ain't gonna go well.
But his what's going on, Lou? What's going on, Franco?
What's up, Franco?
He said the Lakers are done.
Lakers are done. They might as well just quit playing. I swear.
Big Daddy. Yeah, I couldn't have said it better myself, brother. Lakers are D-U-N.
Hey, man, LeBron James' biggest fear is going to be Ime Udoka because they don't like each other. And Ime Udoka is not going to let LeBron James alone beat him out in the playoff game. He's like, no, he's coming for him. For him. No. Oh, man, listen, Rookie of the Year. This one right here got me scratching my head because I didn't know anything about Con Kneppel. I didn't know anything about him. And all the highlights, all the media attention, all the fanfare Flag have gotten, all of a sudden, they said after the game they had against the Lakers, all of a sudden Flag took the #1 spot for Rookie of the Year. How did he not have it this whole time? Who is this kid, Con Kneppel? I don't look.
He's got more three-pointers than any rookie in NBA history. He's already doing that.
But he ain't averaging more points.
No, they're right there. I don't think they're far from each other, are they?
He's 18, I think. What's his name, like 21 or something like that. So it ain't far, but he ain't got no highlight reel. I ain't seen it.
Because it's all soft.
It's all good, Sean.
All good, Sean, man.
It's all quiet points.
Glad you're on, bud.
But there's an easy answer. Since both of their teams are about the same, I know Charlotte's barely in the playoffs and the Mavericks are out, but since they're the same, it's time to have another co-rookie of the year. It's been since Grant Hill and Jason Kidd.
Oh, my gosh.
Aren't they close enough? That we just give them?
And they played on the same college team, and
they were roommates, all that stuff. But I'm just saying, if Charlotte was sitting here at the third position, and Con was a big reason for that, that's a different argument. But one's 8th and one's eliminated. They're 11. So I think you just give it to each of them.
So what you're saying, give it to each of them, let them figure it out in a celebrity boxing match.
Ooh, I like that even more. Yeah.
Oh, you see, he's got
2 Duke players. I don't always want to root for them.
He got some jokes.
That's why I said it, because y'all know I don't like Duke. So let them fight it over there.
We were picking up what you were laying down. Trust me.
I love it.
And J-Dub doesn't like Duke either, so it's all good.
I know either.
Moving on to the WNBA, man. Breaking news. Our girl, at least my girl, and our fan favorite here on the FairWeather Fan channel, Angel Reese has been traded to the Atlanta Dream. J-Dub, I said it, and I've been telling folks that Angel Reese, as good as she is, in my opinion, cannot be the best player on your squad. And the way Chicago was going, it was inevitable that she was not going to be suited up in a Chicago Sky jersey, but now she's going to the Atlanta Dream. What do you think about that trade?
I can argue either side if you would like me to, but first, every time you said that she cannot be the best player on the team, I agree. She will never be the best player on the team. But she also, but like we say over and over again, I feel like we beat this horse to this. She has something that the best player on the team can't provide, can't do. Right. But she's not going to be Collier. She's not going to be Stewie. She's not going to be anybody who can lead the team to a championship by herself. However, she does have intangibles that make that young lady's job that much easier. Okay. Right. But I wish her success. I'm not an Atlanta Dream fan per se, but I wish her success. I hope she does well. I don't know if did Chicago want rid of her as much as she wanted out of Chicago? And I don't know what happens in the back room. You know, her and Cardozo were rivals in college. Maybe they couldn't get along in the locker room either. So I hope she finds success in Atlanta, but she needs some help still wherever she goes.
D-Way, D-Way, I got a question for you. Is she worth 2 first-round picks?
No, she's not.
I should have said that already. I feel like Chicago got.
Sad. Let me finish. I'm sad, and I'm mad, and I'm frustrated, and I'm beside myself right now. I told J-Dub that I had an epiphany the other night.
I ain't hating on her. I love her.
I had an epiphany the other night that before the trade even got that Angel Reese would be playing for the Indiana Fever with one Caitlin Clark this next year, and they would run the gauntlet.
Yeah.
And so I'm disappointed. My epiphany didn't come true.
I'm gonna tell you right now, man.
She's not worth 2 first-round draft choice.
I love this trade. When I saw this trade, I almost came out of my seat because I'm looking at over the Atlanta Dream, right? I'm looking at the fact that they have Tahina Powell, South Carolina point guard over there. She's under rookie contract. Angel Reese still under her rookie contract, right? And then you're looking at Alicia Gray and Ryan Howard under contract. Well, they're not under contract, but they're free agents, right? We know that Alicia Gray and Ryan Howard are BFFs. They got the little social media thing together, so pretty much they probably want to stay together, right? You don't have to pay Angel Reese right now, at least a max contract because she's still on her rookie. She's going to get her $500,000 regardless, right? She ain't got to do nothing. That's already guaranteed, right? And you're looking at Tahina Powell. She's the same way, right? When you're looking at trying to figure out who's going to get a max contract between Howard or Gray, they still got money. You're talking about a $7 million salary cap. I think they can build a great team around it. We already know the relationship between Alicia Gray and Angel Reese. They're BFFs. So if they can keep those women together, keep your point guard, keep Ryan and Alicia Gray, and then add an Angel Reese. Look, BG gone. I love BG. I love Brittany Griner, but you gone. Angel Reese don't have to be a scorer, but what she, like you said, the talent she can do, she can let Ryan Howard, who can play guard and forward, they can really, really do that thing over. So I'm so excited for them, man. What did he say? He said, "Professor, there has been so much apprehension between the team and her." Yeah. It all came down last when he said, it continues. There's no love lost when Angel Reese returned for a game. Oh, absolutely. Y'all remember at the end of last year, she made a comment. She basically talked about her team, talking about how, they ain't playing hard and da-da-da.
That's
so
right.
That went viral. So it was the elbow that she wasn't going to be on that team anymore. Now for Chicago Sky, I don't know what they doing. I don't know.
Hey, I got some news for you. Neither do they. They don't know what they're doing either.
In the words of Dr. Charmaine Curtis, when I told her about this trade, my wife, I said they still got Camille Cardozo, and my wife, without even breaking straw, said, "Oh, the lazy girl." Ariel Atkins is expected to come back. Haley Van Lith is still under contract over there. She's gonna be their point guard. So they gonna have, they're not gonna get better in this draft that's coming up, because you're looking at either if Flo J can get to that spot or Taniyah Lotson can get to that spot, and either one of them can build that team from the point guard position. They're gonna need some help, and they just ain't got it. And then maybe by 2028 on that, you know what I'm saying? Maybe they can get some pieces together. I don't know, but that team ain't got a clue what's going on, man. They ain't got a clue.
So they picked fifth. I'm sitting here seeing. So if they pick fifth, and depending on who they get, so I hate guessing, but there's several young ladies in the top 5 that could help them. And then they have Atlanta's pick. I don't know where Atlanta's picking. Here, they're 13th, no big deal. But next year they'll have their own pick and Atlanta's pick. And we got a bunch of dogs coming out next year potentially. So
they don't get Atlanta's pick this year. They get 27, 28.
Okay. So even better. Yeah. So they get 4 picks in the next 2 years.
Yeah.
And the 5th pick this year.
Yeah.
You're talking about a whole starting 5 plus whatever you still have. So awesome. I think it was I guess that was a good trade for both teams. As long as if you feel like you got the better deal, then it was the right trade for you. And I feel like you could argue both teams got the better deal.
Now, the only saving grace they have in this whole situation is free agency.
And they get a swap.
Right.
Yeah.
It's free agency, because some of these players are going to be looking for max contract, and they know that you can't double up on one team, because you're talking about a max contract takes 18% of your contract already ready, right? You only got 12 spots to fill. So Chicago is a championship town. They've won championships over there with Candace Parker, Elena Della Line. So they got some star power, right? Now the Angel Reese gone, you ain't got to have a worry about sharing that spotlight with somebody who is getting the media attention like they're the best player, but they're not the best player. So they're gonna have to do some reeling and dealing in the free agency to guarantee and get some of these top contracts. You know what I'm saying? To get somebody a max contract, and who knows how it can go. You know, it's because them women, they're gonna be looking for it. The expansion draft was something funny to watch to me, because oh man, so golly, breaking down the expansion draft, there's some things I like, so I gave each team a grade, right? So I'm starting out with the Fire, the Portland Fire. I gave them a B-. I'm looking at them getting Bridget Carlson from Carleton from the Lynx. Great shooter, great defender, but that's the number 1 overall draft pick, right? Carol Letty, she's okay. Small defender, she's very, very small. I think she's like 5'9", something like that. And we know J-Dub don't like small guys. Sarah Ashler Barker, that was
not on the court. Not on the court, I don't.
Jacob, let me clarify something real quick.
Yeah, listen. I don't discriminate in the streets, but when we playing ball, I need you to be able to defend.
Exactly.
And pound the boards.
Yeah, Sarah Ashler Barker, I think she can have a breakout year this year.
Yeah.
We expected her. She come out of Alabama? Yeah,
Alabama.
Yeah.
Guard.
Slick Sutton should be there right now. She'll have pole position, be their starting guard. She's been there, she's done that. You know what I'm saying? She started at Atlanta. She's, you know what I'm saying, she was their starting guard in Atlanta, so she come on over here. Why they didn't protect her in the expansion draft? Because of Tahina Pow. She had a pow, like, hey, we good, so you can let her go off. But I gave him a B-. You know. The Toronto Tempo, the experts gave them an A+. I gave them a B+ because I still don't understand. Their first pick was Julie Auriemma. That messed me up. A 29-year-old girl. She's from Belgium. Yeah, she won some gold medals and Euro League championships all over the place over there in Europe, but her game hasn't translated to the WNBA just yet. And she's 29-year-old. And so I guess they decided they're going to go with veteran leadership. But once again, a lady who didn't have veteran leadership on her WNBA team. Just because she got veteran leadership across the world, does that translate?
Right.
But then they surprised me by later on getting Maria Mabry, which now it makes
unrivaled season.
Oh man, she's on 10. She's on. Now I question is, did Maria want to go? She knew she wanted to get out of Connecticut. That was a done deal. But did she really want to go to an expansion team? Well, they got her now. They didn't protect her, so that's what it is right there. But the real saving grace for me is only getting Maria Mabry. Then you go get Naria Sabali. right? We saw her 2 years ago in the overtime win with the WNBA championship in New York Liberty. How she saved the day. She had that phenomenon. She's nowhere close to her sister Satu Sabally, but she's a big presence. And you're looking at you got a perimeter defender and shooter with Julia Auriemma. She's a good shooter, better defender, but she's not a volume scorer. But you look at Maria Mayberry, she get buckets. She gets bucking, and the way she come unhinged, and then you get Naria Sabally in the post. I think that's a good team, and then you start looking at how they're going to get their draft picks, right? Once again, there's going to be some women out there. They're obviously going to have to take the best on the board, so they can add some pieces to their roster, right? So it's going to be crazy to see. With all that being said, I got one question to ask you guys before we close this show. Now that the whole new WNBA has got the collective bargaining agreement out there, and these women about to make more money than ever seen in history, who gets a max contract?
Well, so let's scratch off the easy ones off the top. You got to give one to Asia. You got to give one to Nafisa.
Yeah. Brianna Stewart.
In an optimal thing, Brianna and Sabrina would come to some agreement and split a max. But anyway, both those ladies' names are on the list. As you said, Angel and Caitlin and all of them are still on their rookie contract, so we'll be having this topic next year.
Yeah.
So I mean, but after those, I mean, y'all start arguing.
Do you think Kelsey Mitchell? You think Kelsey Mitchell deserves a max contract for the Indiana Fever?
Yeah, I mean, she would be the one. She would be the one from there until they try to give one to Caitlin. Does Kelsey Plum get one at this point? I don't think so. Maybe close. I mean, again, I don't know. So you keep saying max contract.
What?
Yeah, I hear you. And I didn't think
I was just about to say.
Listen. I have the right to change my mind sometimes. So is it max or middle, or is there negotiation? Like, just because they got more money, like, is it a guarantee I have to give this player $2 million and this person $800,000, or can we give both of them 1.4? You get what I'm saying?
Well, they got $7 million to work with. So, if you just do the math, if they just went straight across the board and gained everybody evil, 600,000 would be like just average for the whole team, right? And so now as you start giving out max contracts, it's like, okay, now somebody is getting less type stuff. You know what I'm saying?
So they're going to have to start trying to think of any other names off the top of my head that, but y'all go.
Well, I mean, I feel like and I like what you said, Jay, about Sabrina and Brianna. But if they were to settle on that, EC, check this out, okay? I would love to see Kelsey Mitchell and Aaliyah Boston do the same thing over there.
Aaliyah's gonna be getting close, but again,
but Kelsey Plum to me is a no-brainer. She's max contract. She can play for another 3-4 years at a high level. So
one name that comes up to me, and we talked about her a little bit last year, is AT Alyssa Thomas. She's a dog. She's a baller. She's a winner. But I can't see a team giving her a max contract. She's going to ask for one, and she's going to fight for one. And I know she is, but she scares everybody. It's hard to guard her. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to score against her. But, man, you're talking about a max contract to somebody like this is your best player. Because now we get into that, right? We're getting into that. Your max contract means you're the best player, right? It ain't no more even across the board, right? And one, like I said, we already talked about the top three who deserve the hand down because they are the best players and been that for years. You know what I'm saying? With Collier, Stewart, and Wilson, right? But this is where free agency is about to get real crazy. Is K&T turn the team around? Can she be that? We saw how Kayla Thornton just came out for the Valkyrie and just took off. Will she get a max contract? I don't think so. I don't know. It wouldn't make sense to me, but they're going to ask for it. We already talked about Ryan Howard and Alicia Gray. I think Alicia Gray can get a max contract, but then you got to look at your BFF, Ryan Howard. How are you going to make that work? I don't know. There are some still real good women in this league, but it's going to be very, very interesting to see how they work this max contract out. Now, with all that being said, you're talking about $85,000 was the average salary before this one. And now you're talking about an average of 600,000. So even if you give a player a max contract and then give them a $250,000 salary, they was getting $250,000 salaries for 4 years. Now you can make that in 1 year. So that's how game changing this new CBA is, right? So there is still a lot of room when we're looking at the guys. Compared to the NBA, $7 million ain't a whole lot, but to what the women's getting paid, they said it's like a 500% increase. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, there is room to wiggle and diggle. It's all about them, like I say, talking to the players and trying to see what's best for the team to move forward. And you said it best. Breanna Stewart and Sabrina Ionescu already came out and said they will not leave the New York Liberty. So they are going to be trying to plan on working something out if they both can get it. So maybe not a super max, but maybe save some of that money, get a meal apiece, and leave that other $400,000 to filter through the rest of the team. I don't know. So.
Well said.
All right, man. All right, that's all we have, y'all. Man, any final words for you for J-Dub? Final thoughts.
Brother, it was good to see y'all again. I need to get I'm way out of touch with sports over the last 6 weeks. I've been keeping up as much as I could, but there's only so much time in a day. And I'll see you every chance I get.
All right, D-Way, final thoughts.
Man, two things real quick. If Minnesota gets Lauren Betts, it's over. Go ahead and start making sizing the rings right now. And secondly, Thursday, a tradition like no other in all of sports happens in Augusta, Georgia.
Yeah.
The Masters. If you don't like golf, turn it on and just watch the scenery. The scenery is picturesque. It's beautiful. There's nothing like it. So that's my final thoughts.
Man, my final thoughts is this guy, Floyd, used to have money, Mayweather.
Mayweather.
From what I'm hearing and from reports I'm getting right now, that he signed a 3-fight deal. He signed a 3-fight deal and got an advance on the money. And so now the reports are saying that he's trying to back out of the Manny Pacquiao fight for the count of his record.
I hadn't heard about any of this.
Aren't those two guys about 60 years old each?
Yeah. They combined for like 130 years. I don't know. No, but he has become everything that's wrong with boxing. And it's a strong fall from grace because when he was boxing, in his prime, winning all those fights, fighting the Canelo Alvarez and the Marcos Maidana, it's like, man, this dude is really, really, really showing the boxing community how to be a champion as well as control your money, because we know how the boxer was getting money stole from him and stuff like that. And he made everybody proud. And he showed these new boxers how to get their bag, and now they're getting paid a whole lot better than what they got back in our day in the 90s. But now he is spoiling his game. He's killing everything. He's making it not fun to watch when it's like his name didn't have the same ring anymore. And I'm honestly, I'm sick of him. I'm really sick of this dude.
I'm going to echo on something real quick. You just said he showed him how to get their bag. He did. He changed that. He didn't teach them how to keep their bag because he can't keep his bag. So however much money you have, if you spend it all, there ain't no more money coming sometimes.
We were talking about it yesterday. We said, as much as you talked about Warren Buffett and how much you had conversations with Warren Buffett, you didn't listen. You didn't listen.
No, I'm sure he still has a garage full of exotic cars for a rainy day, but
yeah. But stuff like Bugatti, like when people understand, like once he don't have a signature name, like we start looking at the Rembrandt edition, stuff like that, those special editions, you can resell those, but the way he specialized those cars for Floyd, man, it's not gonna have the same ring in resale.
Right.
It's just not.
No.
You destroyed the car. It's basically what it is. So somebody will look ahead and buy it.
And you can't call him to the front of the class because he didn't have the money to get an Uber to get there. So know.
Well, I can't come, and because if he came to the front, I'm gonna send him to the principal. Don't even come approach. Just get out. We don't want you over here.
Oh, he enjoyed it, man, as always.
Y'all, that's been our time for today, man. Thank you guys for tuning in and joining us here on FairWeather Fan channel, man. Before we get out of here, like we always say, like, subscribe, share, most of all, leave comments to join this conversation. Join us every Tuesday at 6 p.m. for myself, Coach D-Way, and our brother, J-Dub. Welcome back, man. This has been the FairWeather Fan channel, man. Until next Tuesday, we are